This is my 6-quart crock pot, and my wife and I have had this one for years and we love it, but there's a few things I wish I would have known prior to getting this. Now, all in all, it has been a great buy and I would buy it again, but a couple things you should know is this thing cooks very hot. So for instance, if your recipe calls for cooking something 4 hours on high, 4 hours on high in this is gonna be the equivalent of like 6 hours on high on a normal crock pot. That's been our experience. Low does very well, but you'll have to experiment depending on whatever you're making, what's better, high or low. But just know that this thing does cook very hot. The other thing about this is if you do drop this lid, this thing will shatter. So be very careful with this lid when you're using it. You can buy replacement ones, it's not the end of the world, but just know that this thing is a little bit more fragile than I would have expected it to be. One thing that is really good about this lid though is the fact that it has these clamps. So if you're somebody that makes sauces or something that has a lot of soup or a lot of liquid, it's really good to be able to clamp this so that if you're taking it in the car or wherever else, that lid doesn't slide off and it spills everywhere. Now, something else that I wish I would have known about this is your standard crock pot basin, but it is a little bit more difficult to clean. And I'm wondering if it's because the temperature is so hot with this one. If you have food that's not sitting in like a liquid, and it gets on there, it will bake to the side. Now, it's not a big deal. It's easy to clean. Just let it soak for a little bit and then you're good to go. But just be aware of that because this thing does cook so hot. But like I said, all in all, I love this crock pot. I would buy it again. We've had it for years. It's durable. It's done a great job and it's a really good buy.